Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Nudgecast, which is Nudge's podcast series. My name is Grace Massey. I'm the marketing director at Nudge, and I am joined by Angie and Laura. And if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Angie, you go.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Angie Vo, and I'm the founder and CEO of Women in Tech Forum. So thanks all for joining in today.
And hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Laura and I'm the VP of Revenue here at Nudge.
Brilliant. Okay, and we're done. We're just drinking water very quickly. Cool. So today we're really excited to announce that Nudge have partnered with the Women in Tech Forum. So after kind of a long time of joining the events and getting involved in various different ways, we've decided to partner and offer the benefits of the Women in Tech Forum to our people. So we're really excited about this on our side, and I just wanted to make that announcement and also, I guess, hand over to Angie just to explain a little bit about the Women in Tech Forum, where it came from and what you guys are all about.
Thanks so much, Grace. We're really excited to welcome Nudge to our Women in Tech Forum community because Nudge is very much aligned to our values of well-being, integrity, diversity and inclusion. So it's great to work with forward-thinking and inclusive companies such as Nudge. So just a little bit about Women in Tech Forum. So I founded Women in Tech Forum about a year and a half ago, and it started off as a hobby, really to get a group of women together from the industry and connect them to senior role models so that we can actually learn and grow together as a community and to accelerate our careers. And then over the last year and a half, our community has now grown to sort of more than 20,000 people. We started off in the UK, and now obviously we've got a presence across Europe and the US, and we're opening our Asia office in Singapore in January next year. And so our whole ethos is about empowering women to progress and excel in their career. And so a lot of the topics that we cover are around, personal branding, building your executive presence. So they're all kind of themes that are really relevant to us and to actually help us grow as individuals, but also to progress in our careers. And we also have collaboration as well, and particularly now that we're all working remotely, we have a mentoring platform to connect mentors and mentees using machine learning and AI to connect everyone together. We've just launched a Slack channel as well. So it's about bringing, a group of like-minded women together and connecting and learning and growing from each other.
Thank you, Angie. And as I said earlier, I think, from my personal experience, being involved so far in the events that you guys have run have been so hugely useful. Being in tech marketing now for just over 12 years, I think through my career, there wasn't loads of female leaders to look up to, I have to say. And I think that those that I did look up to, the amount that I valued their mentorship and kind of them as a role model, I think, like specifically, helping me navigate the world of business and, tech companies. And so I think when I heard about the forum, I was just so excited because I think it just gives that a real sense of community and I guess confidence to women in their kind of professional careers. But also what I loved was the fact that you open it up to allies as well. So a lot of the people in our company that are excited about it is not just, the women excelling in their professional career, but also the men in our business that really want to champion us as well. So yeah, again, just delighted to be involved. I guess, like Laura, you and I have both been again in Women in Tech for just over 12 years now. So I don't know, from your experience, what have you kind of found particularly valuable about the group?
We don't look old enough, Grace, to have been in tech for 12 years, surely. No, I think, to obviously echo your point on mentorship, coaching, and I think, we as female, hopefully leaders now in technology, we've got a role to play here, and we need to continually break down those glass ceilings to allow for female talent to flourish beyond obviously when our careers end. And I think that starts right from the start, making sure that we're encouraging graduate talent to come on board into our business. And we have to change this boys club narrative. I think the challenge that I've certainly seen over the years is companies with a board that are full of men sitting around a table wondering what to do about a diversity program, and then they throw a bit of funding at it, tick their corporate to-do list and investor governance programs, but does that genuinely drive change? So I think, we have to think about, and I know all of the companies that are sponsoring the Women in Tech and partnering, it's incredible. These are companies that are genuinely changing and shifting the needle, supporting women through graduates, through family time, and, really, really thinking about also the language that they're using in their businesses. Whether it be the job spec, don't use aggressive male-dominated language in the job spec. So things like that are where we need to continually, I guess, laser in on to make sure we're genuinely driving change for the right reason.
Absolutely. And I think, again, just from, particularly Nudge's perspective, it's something that we're really passionate about. Just our whole platform and ethos and our values is, we are about brighter financial futures for everyone, everywhere. And I think in order to be like that, as Laura said, you need to be aware of the connotations in the content that you're putting out there, how accessible you make your content, how accessible you make your platform. So I think we've done, a lot of soul searching, I guess, internally, is to make sure that to make our product truly diverse and inclusive and for everyone everywhere, we also need to make sure we're doing that internally. So the forum was a really great first step in that. And also other things that we're looking at internally is doing a group kind of across the organisation just to hear people's views and voices and to understand how we can make Nudge truly inclusive. I think something I'm really passionate about is making sure that comes from everyone. So not just, as Laura said, not just the board, not just the senior leadership team, who of course is, great that they lead by example and champion it, but actually that it's about every single person across the organisation inputting into how we make Nudge more inclusive, and whatever company you're working at. So yeah, I think we're really excited to be involved. And I guess the other thing that is a really interesting link for us is being a wellbeing company, and that connection between wellbeing, diversity, and inclusion. So I know, Angie, you've done a number of events on this, and this kind of, we've explored this in the past. I don't know if you want to share your thoughts on that connection.
Absolutely. And as you said, there is a big link between sort of inclusivity and also the well-being and the mental health of employees. And I think, in the past, people haven't really connected this link together. But if you sort of think about it in practical terms, if you are feeling excluded at work, whether it's, because of your gender, because of your race, or because of your disability, then ultimately that's going to have an impact on your mental health and your well-being, because it's going to cause added stress, added anxiety. But also, if you don't feel a sense of belonging in a company, I don't think you can really excel and perform at your best, because you've got things holding you back in your environment. So I think companies now, and Nudge is really leading the way here, is actually seeing that link between, diversity and inclusion, well-being, but also financial well-being as well. And again, this is probably another area that historically has been neglected. But actually, the pandemic has really highlighted the importance of financial planning and actually, the link between financial stress and also your mental health and well-being. So we're really excited to be working with Nudge that really brings this to the forefront and actually helps educate people on financial well-being and how to set up your finances, and then actually seeing how that translates to your overall life satisfaction and happiness as well. So I love all the things that Nudge is doing.
Brilliant, thank you. And Laura, I know you've recently been sharing your kind of experience with your wonderful news and personal story. So it'd be great to just hear from you, kind of with recent events and your personal experience, that how you're feeling that connection between your well-being and also what you're experiencing as an individual at work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for those that don't know, yeah, I am expecting my first baby, which is exciting. So I'm now 22 weeks pregnant. And yeah, I've been sharing on LinkedIn this sort of happy bump day Wednesday video. And it started off really with this thought of, I hadn't really got a role model or a woman to go to talk about how you can keep your identity as a career woman, which has been my entire life so far, to then becoming this identity of a mum to be. And I was a bit lost, if I'm honest. I was really lost about how to navigate this whole thing. I still don't think I've got the answers by any stretch of the imagination, but it reminded me of what a role the workplace has to offer here. And that's, yes, the company that you work for, but also your network. And just by sharing and openly discussing what I've been through, it wasn't easy for us getting pregnant. I have been absolutely overwhelmed with the messages of support, encouragement, advice, tips that I have seen from these incredible female super women, is what I'm terming them, who are smashing their careers. They're smashing being a mum. And it's just given me, honestly, it gives me goosebumps just talking about it, because it has given me so much enthusiasm and confidence that I can do this. Whereas I think before I was really getting quite anxious about the whole, how am I going to be a mum? How am I going to keep my job? And all of those things. So I would encourage, that's why I love networks like Angie's, because it is where we can connect with other women in an environment where it's safe to talk about things as well, that are very personal. It's starting a family is a very personal thing. So that's been amazing. I'd say just another personal story for you, Grace. Hopefully this is quite a funny but has a serious undertone here as well, is that this didn't happen that long ago. So this was probably 2-3 years ago. It was before I was working at Nudge. And there was my sales leader at the time got on a company conference and said, do you know what? I just absolutely love hiring women like Laura. And I was thinking, oh, crikey, right, am I getting some good accolade here? Like Laura's top of the charts this year, smashed her number, etc. But why I love hiring women is that they've got something to prove. And it really struck me as that, okay, no, this is a big barrier that people still think like this. And whilst, yes, I do have something to prove, but it's not because I'm a woman that I've got something to prove. It's because I want to be awesome. I want to be the best. It's not because I've got something to prove against my male peers. And so whilst it was funny at the time, it stuck with me, that comment. And I think we as women in the workplace, whatever role we're in, obviously mine came from a very sales background, but whether you're in tech, engineering, marketing, whatever role you have in your business, we don't have something to prove, and we should never feel like we've got something to prove. We just want to be the best that we can be. And so that's just something that stuck with me, and I'm going to try and continually, hopefully with teams coming on board, always instill that mindset in the women that we've got coming through Nudge as well.
Absolutely. And I think the key thing for me there is just having people to confide in and talk openly to, and the confidence that gives you. I think, like, looking back over my career, I'm not sure that I had that many times. And I think especially, from my experience of working in marketing, and Angie, I know we've spoken about this before, is you don't, over the years, you don't see many females in leadership positions in marketing, but you see a lot of women across marketing on the more junior levels. And I think a big part of that is just that striving, to be perfect or to know every single area and be an expert in everything, which is virtually impossible in marketing. And I think, a big thing for me over the years has been that confidence, and actually striving and then accepting the fact that, I'm not going to be perfect at everything, and actually to have confidence in the things that I was good at. And, something I'm really passionate about now is kind of mentoring and speaking to the different women, you know, that work in Nudge and outside of Nudge, and actually helping to share my experience with them and helping them to see that they don't need to be perfect, and to give them that confidence, because I think when you have that space and you have those people to talk to, you will be more successful and you'll get to where you need to be. So, you know, again, I think it's just that storytelling and giving people confidence to achieve their goals, which obviously is going to have a massive impact on well-being.
Absolutely. And also as well, it's sort of having that platform to share, you know, some of the issues and challenges that you're facing, and actually realizing that you're not alone and other people have gone through that too, and actually hearing their advice and best practice, I think stands people really well in their career, and it actually helps to build their confidence. And whereas before, I think, you know, a lot of us sort of kept things to ourselves and it was seen as a sign of weakness. Whereas now, and certainly with Women in Tech Forum, it's all about creating that openness and a safe space to have those conversations, and then also to hear from other senior role models who have been in their position and what were some of the challenges that they faced and their lessons learned, so that the next generation doesn't have to learn the hard way, that they're actually being educated and mentored and coached so that they can actually excel and grow in their career.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, generally, as we said earlier, that is going to have such a big impact on people's well-being. So again, you know, really, really excited to be involved. I'm sure there's a lot more to come from both Women in Tech Forum and Nudge Together, hopefully. And yeah, unless you guys have got any other thoughts.
I think go on, Angie.
Go for it. I know we could all speak for hours about this, the three of us. I know we could, so go for it.
I just wanted to say thank you so much as well for the opportunity to join your Nudgecast today as well, and you know, for the opportunity to partner with Nudge. And you know, it's companies such as yourselves that really places, you know, inclusivity and diversity at the heart of your values, that really sort of helps us collectively grow and be stronger and be role models for the broader industry. So thank you.
No, and I think, yeah, it's just such an exciting, I guess, thing to be a part of for us, because we do, I mean, we are really trying to make sure that we're an inclusive organization. We've got lots of women in the business across lots of different roles. And I think with the business side of things, we are a financial wellbeing provider. There's still a lot of work to do in financial biases that are inherent in our culture, in society still. And I think, you know, the UK is probably one of the most advanced, but still, you know, the amount of times probably all of us on this call have said, oh, you know, your other half must be doing pretty well then if you've got this, or you live in a nice house. Yeah, your partner must be doing pretty well, aren't they? And you think, no, actually, I'm doing pretty well. So I think, as you know, again, bringing it back to financial well-being, there are still a lot of biases out there. We've got a lot of work to do, but being part of communities like this will help us as females in our professional careers. It'll help you with your confidence, as Grace said, but also when that person says to you, oh, your hubby or your other half's doing really well, for you to have that, go, no, actually, that was my graft, grit and determination, and because I'm awesome. So I love it. And, you know, this is a big passion of mine. So I'm just going to say a big thank you to Grace and Angie for making this magical partnership happen.
Thank you, Laura. Yeah, and as I said, lots of exciting things to come. And I think also as we develop our product, you know, and how we support different people through our platform, being part of groups like this just make sure we have that well-rounded view and that we are accessible to everyone. So as I said, lots more to come from us, and thank you so much both for this initial launch conversation.
Thank you both so much. I'm really excited to, you know, see our partnership grow and develop. So thank you.
Brilliant. All right, thanks so much then, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye. Take care.